Science for class 11. We are continuing the chapter local government, and today the topic is the Panchayati Raj and the Panchayati Raj bill. Children, before I start this topic, I would like to tell you about the difference between the bill and act. We know that bills are the proposals. Bills are the proposals for making any law or policy on it, and that takes place in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha or in legislature. And when a bill or proposal is passed by both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and it is sent to the president for his approval and his signature, after that only it becomes act. So bill is the initial stage of any proposal and act is the final stage of that proposal, or that becomes a law or act. So here first we are going to take or to know about the Panchayati Raj bill. That was required in order to make villages republic. Republic, again children, I would like to remind you, republic is where the head of the state or of any area is elected, not nominated or appointed or on hereditary basis. That is known as republic. So here also the village panchayat system should also have the head of that village who is elected. So that is, in order to make villages republic, a bill was introduced in the year 1989, and when the change is, that becomes the part of the constitution, so that is amendment. So that the number of such amendment was 64th. So that 64th amendment bill was introduced in order to make the villages republic and strong in the year 1989, and it stated that panchayat institutions had grown weak due to various reasons like untimely elections, lack of adequate representatives like women, people from scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and shortage of funds. Though it had good suggestions, but that was not passed by Rajya Sabha, the other house. It was introduced in Lok Sabha, but it was not passed in the other house, Rajya Sabha. So that was rejected by Rajya Sabha. Then Panchayati Raj Act. This came after that, obviously. So that was the amendment number 73rd. So Panchayati Raj Act of 73rd Constitutional Amendment, which was made in 1993. It gave a constitutional status to Panchayati Raj. Okay, so this, because that was final now, passed by both the houses and signed by the president and became an act. So according to this, it gave a constitutional status to Panchayati Raj by including it in the 11th schedule of the Indian Constitution. So now we know that this is the part of the Constitution, Panchayati Raj. And the structure of Panchayati Raj is like this. I have made the flow chart. This consists of, this is other than the state government and union government. This is at local level. So that is, here in village area on top, Zilla Parishad or district level is there, and that consists of chairperson of all the panchayat samitis. It means the members of Zilla Parishad are the chairpersons of panchayat samitis. Okay, now we come to the second level, that is panchayat samitis. Now panchayat samitis, we have just told about. The chairpersons of panchayat samitis are the members of Zilla Parishad, And now who are there in Panchayat Samiti? Panchayat Samiti is at block level and it consists of Sarpanch, okay, or the head of the village. Now we come to the next level. Actually we are moving from top to down, from top to bottom, to the grassroots level, to the basic unit, and that is the village panchayat. Village panchayat, that is the main part of this system, and that is at village level. So village panchayat is the body that is elected by Gram Sabha. Alright, so if we can take it in other way also, there is Gram Sabha. Now what is Gram Sabha? Gram Sabha is all the people of a village, but not all the people, only all those people who are adults, who are eligible to cast their vote. So Gram Sabha consists of the people of a village, those people who are elected or who are eligible to elect, and they are all adults. So Gram Sabha elects village panchayat, okay, and the Sarpanch of village panchayat, they become the part of Panchayat Samiti, okay, and the chairpersons of all the samitis of different villages are the members of Zilla Parishad. Okay, so Zilla Parishad consists of Panchayat Samiti's chairpersons. Panchayat Samiti consists of Sarpanch, and village Panchayat is elected by the Gram Sabha. Okay, now we move on to the village level. So by this act, this is something important to note down about Gram Sabha. Okay, in Gram Sabha at village level, by this act of 1993, that is very important, two bodies are established. Two bodies are established. Pay attention to this. They are Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. Okay, Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat, these were the two bodies that were established according to the Act of 1993. Okay, which two bodies? Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. So what is Gram Sabha? I have just told you the composition of Gram Sabha is all adults of the village. And this Gram Sabha, that is like legislature. Okay, that is like the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, legislature. So it is the basic unit comprising all adults registered voters. And like we have sessions in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, it also has sessions and it meets twice a year. So Gram Sabha has the meeting twice in a year. Then quorum. What is quorum? Quorum. Quorum, children, is the term which you will come across at other levels also. Quorum means minimum number should be present. What is the minimum number to be present in order to have the meeting? So that depends from place to place upon number of members of that organization. So here at least 1/5 members of Gram Sabha should be present, then only the meeting will take place. Okay, and now we move on to other thing, that is its executive organ. The executive organ that will implement the policies, programs for the village decided by the Gram Sabha, and that executive organ is called Gram Panchayat. Just now, है ना, Gram Sabha legislative part and Gram Panchayat executive part. Now we come to the Gram Panchayat, which is the executive part. What is that? That is of the Gram Sabha only, है ना, and members are elected by Gram Sabha. Members of this Gram Panchayat are elected by Gram Sabha. As we have Prime Minister, his Council of Ministers, na? They are elected, not only elected, they are given this responsibility and they first belong to the Lok Sabha and then they become the executive. Similarly, all are the members of a Gram village, and they are elected by the Gram Sabha to implement the policies, and then they become executive. So Gram Panchayat is the executive. Executive is the Gram Panchayat. And as in Lok Sabha we have Prime Minister. Okay, so it elects one Pradhan. Their head is called Pradhan, and one Vice President. Okay, Upsarpanch we can say. Then the number of members of Gram Panchayat, that depends upon the population of the village, and that number is decided and fixed by the state government, because it is coming under state government. First it is a part of state government. Okay, so the number, how many members will be there in what, in Gram Panchayat, the executive part. Okay, so that is decided, and that is based on the population of that village, and state governments only decides. And tenure is like we have tenure for in Lok Sabha 5 years, that also have the tenure to function for 5 years. And as we can have fresh elections in case the government fails to perform its duties or Lok Sabha is dissolved, new elections take place. Similarly here also, if it is dissolved, new elections, fresh elections will take place, and this should be done within 6 months, within the period of 6 months. And meeting, they meet quite frequently. As the cabinet meeting, executives meet very frequently. Similarly here, this is the executive part, the Gram Panchayat is the executive part of village level. So that meets once in a month, and the decisions are taken by majority. Thank you.